health is, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. I was not told until after my adopted father passed away, and then my mother told me. And she told me she would help me if I ever wanted to look. And I did know where I was born. I knew the city I was born in, and that was pretty much it. And I had toyed off and on with it, thought, maybe someday I'll see about it. And as I got older, it became maybe even less important to me. And then a very close person in our family, a close person to me, passed away really unexpectedly. And that made my journey really much more important. At that point, I felt that I owed it to my children and my grandchildren to find out what my background truly was. And so I started my search not too long after he passed away, probably about a month. And I had someone helping me, but I didn't have the correct spelling of my I knew I had a birth name. I was given a birth name, but the last name, the spelling was entirely different than what I thought it was. So to try to do research and to get my non-identifying information and do a lot of things that you do on your search, everything kind of turned up negative because of the last name being different. So it took a while on my search. And the main thing from the beginning, after losing this person so close to our family, was that I all of a sudden realized that I had been on a path of supplements and health for probably about maybe 5 years or 4 years before he passed away. But at that point, I began to think, gee, all the diseases and types of health issues that were in my adopted family had nothing to do with me. And I should try to find out what did have to do with me, what generic things that I had, what just predisposed things that I had, that I could also help my children try to avoid as they got older, and my grandchildren. So that was the path that I took. I was just trying to find out certain types of supplements that I could take, certain tests that I could get that would help me. I found out, for one thing, that I had a genetic predisposition to hardening of the artery in my heart. And that was done just by taking a test. And if I had thought, I hadn't found out I was adopted and it went on the path of my adopted family, I wouldn't have even known to have had that checked. But because when you are adopted and you go into the doctor's office and you fill out a form and it says, do you have this, do you have anyone in your family with this? And you just have to write, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. You really begin to realize you don't know much. So you try to take every test, everything that you can possibly do to find out if you're healthy in this area or that area. I was able to have a DNA test, and on 12 of the most important, some of the most important genes, they could tell me whether I had a parent that had passed along a genetic predisposition to weakness, or two parents that had passed it along. So I did that. See where both my birth parents had passed on something, or just one, and or none. Some of them were not they were perfectly fine. I didn't have to worry about some of those. And so, you know, it was just more and more information on health. Because when, at least for people that aren't adopted, we don't all have all the answers, but at least people that haven't been adopted, they have a background. They know their parents, their grandparents, their aunts, uncles, siblings. There's some kind of family tree to monitor that health with. You at least get an idea. But when you have no one that you know of, that you're connected to, it leaves you pretty much out in the world to try to figure it out yourself.